All right, so we've got our right foot up to the sky. Send that left one nice and long. If your strap or your towel allows you, just keep your elbows nice and wide. Allow the shoulders to melt down. And just take some really big, deep breaths into the chest, down into the ribs, into the lower belly, and release. Let that one go. See if with your exhale you can just gently pull the leg a little bit closer. No need to yank it or force it in any way, just a very gentle guiding down. And if you haven't already, just lengthen your breath in and out. So from here, we're going to take the foot across the body. So the right foot will start to walk across to the left-hand side. You can place a towel into your left hand, and you can always just place your right hand on top of your right hip. It might lift slightly, and that's totally normal. It's totally fine. And then just kind of gauge how much of a stretch you're ready for, depending on the flexibility through the legs and the thighs. You might need to bend that knee a little bit more. Last breath here. And then start to float that leg up through center. Swap the strap, into the other hand. And then float that leg just a few inches over to the right. It doesn't need to flop out completely. And then I'm placing my left hand on my left hip, and that's just helping me keep my hips nice and square. Keeping it there, I'll just let a few people in. Who's this? Perfect. Beautiful. Deep, long breath. And gently bringing that leg all the way up to center. Release that. And then we're going to just take it to the second side. Left leg will draw up, and just noticing any differences here between the right and the left. First thing in the morning, our legs aren't exactly nice and open. And then again, using the breath with your exhale, just gently see if you can bring that foot a little bit closer. See if you can soften through the backs of the legs. And then from here, we'll start to float the leg across the body now, over to the right-hand side. Inhaling, floating that leg up to center. Take it out and across. Right hand to right hip, just to keep that pelvis nice and stable. And then floating that leg up to center. Release the foot down. Place your towel out of the way. Just pop it to the side. And then coming all the way up to a seated position. What's going on here with Christine's thing? That's all right. Alrighty. So we're going to stick our right leg out to the side, coming into a half butterfly shape. So just pressing the foot up nice and close to the groin. And then placing your hand on the inside, or if you want a little bit of extra padding, you can place the pillow reaching towards the toe And then sending the left arm up and over. So as we're reaching up and over, I want you to feel for the back hip here, really pressing down, keeping the hips nice and anchored. And if it feels a bit necky, I always like to just support my head, hang out over here, and keep reaching and lifting up through those fingertips. Notice how the breath is here, if it's changed at all since being on your back. Notice if you're holding on, gripping. See if you can just let go. Floating that top arm all the way down, and then just bring it to roughly hip height. You can allow the head to flop a little bit more. The more you reach these fingertips down towards the ground, the more we'll start to open through the neck here. Again, if it's too much, if it's too intense, please just keep your head supported with your hand. And then from here, we'll gently roll up, and the head will come up last. Coming all the way up nice and tall. Oh, just take a minute to feel how that side is. Come to the second side. Again, setting up with the pillow, without the pillow, totally up to you. Reaching towards the feet, and then coming all the way up. I like to have my palm facing up rather than having I have to touch my toe. I place my palm up, and that opens me up through the shoulders. It allows me just to keep my chest moving forwards, and it doesn't close me off. And just play around with your positioning. Notice if you're taking deep inhales into the side ribs, or maybe not. And that top arm will start to float. Bring it down to hip height. Reach long through the fingertips. Maybe release the ear to the shoulder a little bit more. And gently start to bring the body up. Nice and easy. There's no rush whatsoever. Whew. Plop that pillow just out of the way, and we'll come onto hands and our knees. So spreading the fingers, making sure that the shoulders are stacked over the wrists. And we'll just take a few rounds of cat-cow. So sink the belly as you inhale. Exhale, round the spine and really press the shoulder blades to the ceiling. Inhale, sink the belly, take the heart space forward. Exhale, round. Just inviting your own breath here as you flow from one shape to the other. And feel free to kind of move in between both. If you feel like you need to spend a little bit more time in one than the other, then do so. If there's any sort of sticky bits, just feel into them. And then just taking a child's pose, taking the hips back, walk the hands forward as much as you can, and then release the forehead down. And feeling for the belly just resting on top of the thighs. And as you inhale, feel the body really expand and press out onto the thighs. And as you exhale, just see if you can melt the heart space a little bit closer to the ground. Softening through the shoulders, through the jaw, and the forehead. And then from here, just simply walk your hands over to the right. Keep sitting the hips back. Maybe taking the left hand on top of the right. Lengthening through that hip. The left hip here, sinking back. And coming all the way back through center, take it across to the other side. On your next inhale, just bring it back to center, slide the hands underneath the shoulders, and then press the body up. We're gonna take it into gate pose. So send the right leg out nice and long, keep the toes parallel, and then press down to the outside of the foot. From here, we'll reach the arms up nice and tall. Palms will face in. Slide the shoulders down the back here. So you want to feel for this nice broadening through the collarbones. And then I'm just going to take it up and over. So reaching up. You can rest that hand onto the leg. And again, feeling for that deep opening through the sides. Take your pinky down and in. And then we'll feel for the shoulder blade really sliding back and down. You can take your eye gaze up too if you want, if it's too much for this morning. Just keep your eye gaze down. And then floating up through center, we're going to take it to the other side. Here we're in a modified side plank. It's not about getting a side plank or working the body super duper hard. Just want to feel for a lengthening through the entire body. So from the bottom palm to the top, feel nice and long here. Press up out of that bottom shoulder here. Lift the chest here. And then if you're feeling it, you can float that leg. You're going to keep the toes nice and flexed. Keep pressing the hips forwards. And if it's available, then you can start to walk that top arm, reach it nice and long to the front of the room. And slowly returning down onto the hands and the knees. We'll take a cow-cat. Inhale. Exhale around the spine. And coming through center, we'll take it to the second side. And coming all the way up, reaching nice and tall. Belly draws in. It's a nice lift, but there's not a lot of intense. There's not a lot of intensity here. More so support around the lower back here in the core. And then take it up and over. Deep inhales into the side body. Long exhales. And start to walk that hand all the way to the second side. Reach the fingertips up. Flex that foot if you're ready. There's no need to rush into that one, but if you're feeling like, yep, let's do it. Just listen to your body. Maybe floating that arm. This is a really nice one. And then slowly making your way onto all fours. I'm going to turn sideways just so you guys can see, but you do you. And then we're going to tuck the toes under and just come into our first downward facing dog of the morning. Feel free to pedal through the feet. If you're feeling a little bit stiff here, just keep a gentle bend of the knees. Notice how the body feels. Is there a lightness? Is there a heaviness? Does it feel a certain way? You might not even have a specific name. You might just feel like, whoa. Just notice without trying to label. I know it's hard. Just notice. And coming to some stillness here in the feet, spreading the 10 fingers. Keep a gentle bend of that knee and then float the right leg to the sky. Don't have to take it super duper high, just float it up, keep the hips square. Return that down. Exhale. Left leg floats. Inhale. Exhale, lower. And let's float both heels to the sky. Inhale. Sink the heels down as you exhale. Let's do that one more time. Right leg floats. Inhale. Exhale. Swap it over. Left leg rises. Nice and easy. Mindfully lifting the heels. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Take the knees down. Take a very small child's pose. Knees are wide here. And start to send the breath here to the back of the body, the space between the shoulder blades. And on your next inhale, spread your fingers, spread your 10 fingers, and then start to drag the body forwards. If you're pulling the top half forwards, we're going to come to lay down on our belly. So making your way all the way down, nice and easy. Keeping your hands just underneath your shoulders, press the tops of your toes firmly into the mat. The kneecaps will lift slightly. And then roll the shoulders back and down, hug the elbows in, coming for a very, very gentle cobra. So you want to keep it nice and light on the hands. Just starting to really warm up into the spine. Release the head, come all the way down. Let's do that again. Cobra, lift the chest. And returning all the way down. This time, let's take our hands out nice and wide. Come up onto the fingertips, doming through the arms, and squeeze the shoulder blades. We're going to lift the heart space, come up a little bit taller. You can sort of gauge how the body is when you're coming into some back bends first thing in the morning. Releasing down, and then let's do that 2 more times. This is a really nice one. Roll the shoulders back and down. And release. Let's come all the way up for our final one. And coming all the way down. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Come into a downward facing dog. Nice and easy. Again, if you feel like you need to pedal through the feet, if you need to take a sway or a twist, just take whatever the body needs. And then from here, we're just simply going to walk the right foot forward. So step the right foot in between the hands and then release that back knee down. You can come all the way up, either placing your hand on your knee or even on your hips, whatever's going to feel a bit more supportive for you. As you roll the shoulder blades down, I want you to feel for the ribs really drawing inwards. Tailbone will sink. So rather than this sort of opening and floppiness, we want to keep it nice and tight. And from here, we'll just take the arms to the ceiling. You can start to just very gently pulse into that front knee, nothing too strenuous. It's a really nice way just to kind of warm up into those big muscles around the hips. And then we'll take the hands all the way down. Take the hands to the inside of the right foot, and then heel toe your right foot to the outside of the mat. So it'll come out nice and wide. If you've got a pillow, if you've got several pillows, you can place this one down. You can bring your elbows and just hang out here. If that's too much, just keep it lifted. You can sort of float between either option. Just sort of gauge where the body is. We're only here for a couple of breaths. And as you relax into it, see if you can take that bottom hip, that back hip, a little bit closer to the earth. Final breath here. And press the body all the way up. And we're just going to take the heel across the mat. So heel toe across. And we're firmly placing that knee joint down. So we're aiming to come into our half pigeon. Now, if your hips aren't completely square, just keep that back knee bent. You can always place a pillow or something squishy underneath that right thigh. It's going to give you a little bit more height, but we are mainly concerned about that front knee. This is just going to bending in this knee is just going to do the same. It's just taking a lot of pressure off that front knee joint and the hips. So whatever option, you can start to just gently walk the elbows down. You can always make a little pillow with the hands and come all the way down and flat. But the breath here should just be nice and easy. If you're holding or clenching or getting frustrated, I mean, frustration that's completely fine. But if you're holding on or gripping, just back off a little bit. We'll take 2 breaths. And coming all the way up. Press the body up and sit on that back foot. Swing the leg around here. And I'll just show you this way. So that working leg, we're going to tuck it behind. So grab a hold of as many pillows as you want. Place it at the base of your spine. And then you might even have a couple of pillows just to support the lower back. And we're going to fold into our half heroes. So really opening through the quads here. Now, if this is too intense, just keep it lifted. We want to aim to have both hip bones square. If you're a flexi, if you're a bendy, you might come all the way down, take the arms up and over. And to get up, if you're all the way down like me, you're going to just roll over to one side, press the body up. Please take it easy. And swinging that leg all the way around. You can give the legs a little bit of a shake. And then we're just going to take it across to the second side. So coming back up, keep your pillows nice and close. Take it to your down dog. Enjoy that full body stretch here. And then left leg will step through. Release that back foot down and then coming all the way up. Option to have the hand on the knee, hand on hips. Just finding your balance first, really. Belly draws in and up. And then we can take it to the sky when you're ready. Start to pulse just very small pulses here into the front knee. Last two. And last one. Take those hands down. Again, we heel toe that left foot or that second side nice and wide. Make your way down into your lizard lunge. So one side might be a little bit more open, a little bit more flexible, and that's fine. It's completely normal. And sometimes those sides that we try to get a little bit more out of, we really need to be showing a bit more love rather than, God, I wish this side was more flexible. I wish this side did this. Gently pressing the body up, heel toe that foot over and across, come into your half pigeon, anchoring that second knee down nice and flat. I'm going to stick a pillow right underneath my hips. Grow tall through the spine, and then when you're ready, you can make your way down. Last two breaths. And come on up, sit onto that hip, swing the right leg around. I'm gonna tuck that one under. And then from here, we'll just make our way into our hero's pose. You might take a few moments just to settle, to get a little bit lower. Usually when we rush into a deeper pose or the more advanced pose, our first instinct is to get back out of it because we've gone too far. We need to learn just to take it a little bit easier sometimes. Rolling over to one side, maybe untucking that foot, or just make your way all the way to seated. Give your legs a nice little shake. And then we'll just, to finish off, we're going to take it for a nice wide-legged forward fold. Grab a hold of as many pillows as you like. I'm going to grab my big one as well. Legs don't have to be super duper wide. Bring them right in front of you. You're just going to flop over, reach the arms forwards. You can take one cheek down. Really nice, gentle way just to open through the back of the body. If you've got your head turned to one side, turn it over to the second side. And gently rolling the body up to seated. Bring your legs in. You're going to sit up nice and tall. And then just folding, really rolling, articulating the spine down. We're going to make ourselves nice and small. Rolling all the way up. It's like a mini spinal roll. Let's do one more. Rolling down. And coming all the way up. And just crossing the legs over if that's comfortable. We'll take a big inhale, sweep the arms up and over. Exhale, press away. Inhale. Hands to meet at heart center. Exhale. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're feeling a little bit more warm, a little bit more stretched out. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Really nice to see you guys.